Okay, one of the number one things that I get asked by my students is put our basic self-defense on video. I typically don't do this just because of the fact that it is exactly what it sounds like. Very, very, very fundamental and basic. A lot of the attacks, a lot of the things are preset. The goal is to get you to learn a mindset, to build up muscle memory, to understand how your body works and adapts to somebody attacking you. So we have some basic standards in the dojo that we go over. So we're going to cover those. So we're going to start with the wrist grabs and work our way all the way up to the hook punch, the front kick, and then the side kick self-defense. These will be instructional, so we won't be going super fast, nor will we be going as hard as we do them in the dojo. And one thing I do want to remind you guys, in the basic course, there's no resistance. All right, so my attacker does not try and stop me from defending myself. As you get closer to yellow belt, green belt, that's what intermediate self-defense is. We actually start adding resistance. And then at advanced levels, we're going, if you don't defend yourself, or you try and defend yourself if you don't do it effectively, we counter what you do, and then you have to counter what we do, so it actually becomes more realistic. My philosophy on self-defense is pretty simple. Everybody has to start at the beginning to avoid getting hurt, getting seriously injured. They need to know their part as the attacker, let the person defend themselves. You need to know your part as a defender, and then the attacker should let you work on that. Intermediate, add a little resistance in as the person becomes better, more aware, more physically capable, and their skill set grows. The resistance shouldn't matter. Okay? And then advanced, we add resistance, you defend. If you don't defend effectively or quickly, we counter, then you have to counter, and then it turns into a realistic method. Black belt level, short, simple, quick, take them down, finish them off. So that's how my philosophy is on self-defense. I know that a lot of people, when it involves self-defense, they see videos like what we're about ready to do. Oh, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work, that wouldn't work. Keep in mind, this is a method of teaching people self-defense. I get students in of all walks. Some people have some training, some people don't have any training. And the ones that want to be a jerk and want to fight back and all, they always end up getting hurt and then they quit. So the basic level is about learning to work with one another. That is vital to what we do. So this will be basic level self-defense. This would be the requirements to go from white belt to yellow belt in terms of how we do things in the dojo. So you're always going to start by bowing to your partner, stand in ready position, yoi. He doesn't down block. That's one thing I don't do in my dojos. I don't have them do this before they go in for the attack. I just have them execute the attack. So first off, we're going to work on double wrist grab. Double wrist grab, it teaches you how to get out of it. Single straight wrist grab is the exact same thing, you're just getting grabbed once. Cross wrist grab is more practical because that could happen, and it could happen on the arm, it could happen here, it could happen on the forearm up here as well. So, or on the top of the arm. Okay, so he's going to basically step in and grab both wrists. First thing I need to do is step back. Now you notice he can pull me all over the place, so I need to be stepping back and pull his arms here. Notice how that puts me in position. He's leaning forward, I'm in charge. Execute a groin kick, turn the arms over. You're going to pry up. Don't pull because it won't come out. You're going to pry up. As you pry up, you rotate the hands down and strike right to the face with the palm heel. Back. Pretty simple, really. Notice the position is to pry, not pull. If you pull, you're going to pull a person in. If you don't get on balance, that person is going to pull you all over the floor. So that's some of the fundamentals on that. Okay, straight wrist grab is the exact same thing, but I need to make sure I don't tripod. This is called non-tripod. If I do this, he can pull me all over the place. If I'm here, I actually am in charge. Okay, if he tries to pull me, I just roll my arm up. Okay, so you're going to rotate or step back, execute your kick to the groin, turn the palm over. You're going to see that rotation a little bit better here. Pull that out of the outside. You can punch, you can palm heel, or throat punch. There's all kinds of techniques you can do. I don't recommend the throat punch for self-defense unless you absolutely have no choice. Okay. Cross wrist grab, a little bit more complicated. He steps in and grabs a hold. There's no kick, no movement, nothing on this. You immediately trap here and you're going to rotate using your hip and your body to turn the body to the outside. Re-grab. Don't let go. Re-grab. And then turn the elbow all the way to the roof, slide up to that soft little area called our funny bone, and go straight down. Take the person down. And then you can kick them, you can let go and strike, or you can dislocate if necessary. Okay, so that would be the wrist grabs. Wrist grabs don't usually happen that way. Basically, what would happen would be I'm trying to walk away from this guy, and he reaches out and grabs that wrist, and I can really fast on how I get in there and do these techniques. Okay, you don't want to be complacent or expect it to work that where the person, hey, grab me. But we work that from a beginner level. Okay. Next up, we're going to work on lapel grab. Lapel grab does happen. Sometimes it can be one-handed, sometimes it can be two-handed, sometimes it can be a person shoves you, then grabs you. We're just going to get you used to getting grabbed and how to control it. So as he grabs, the first thing I want to do is cover. Now you notice my elbows went to the inside, my hands are covering. I'm going to strike underneath the chin, expanding his chin backwards. There's a striking area on both arms, and I want to hit down on that. I don't want to hit here, I don't want to hit here, I want to hit here and here, but I hit at an angle. So I push back, I strike down and hit right to the neck. One continuous motion. Grabbing and then executing the knee. You can also throw at that point as well. Most important thing on that is when the person grabs, just get those arms in there. Because if you're here, he's got full control. I'm here, if he's trying to pull me around the floor, I can get easily open him up for techniques. Very important. So you want to tuck the elbows. All right. Hair grab. We do hair grab from the front, hair grab from the back. For basics, it's not going to work on the back one. I'm going bald, so he can grab me all he wants, but that's just how it works. So anyway, he steps in, grabs the hold. First thing I'm going to do is strike. I can hit with this. It's basically part of the crane technique to the TMJ. Crush the hand on top of my head, and I'm going to pull it off. Now I'm not arm barring here. I'm keeping it bent in what we call a gooseneck or an L shape. And then I'm going to take his finger to his chin right here while maintaining my grip here, which is very painful. Then I roll it over and I can kick and dislocate if necessary. Most important thing is when they grab, you strike as fast as you possibly can. Because 90% of the time, the whole purpose of this is to pull you in and do that. So when he grabs, I'm already hitting him. You want to be that fast, that quick. One of the things with our basic self-defense that builds up fine muscle memory is your ability to react quick. We don't want you to go, we want you to get to the point where if somebody reaches out, you're already countering that technique. So we will do these multiple times to build up that ability. Okay. All right, let's cover hook punch. Hook punch, I'm a little different than most people on a hook punch. Most people, when somebody throws a hook punch, they teach you to block right here. Look at that arm. That would have hit. Okay. You got to go in or you got to go out in terms of self-defense. Depending on what the strike is, and this is that good old-fashioned hillbilly haymaker. It's not a trained hook as far as that goes. This is like what you would probably encounter in a street fight with somebody who's extremely mad wanting to take your head off. So you're going to move in. I always tell everybody you want to be right in their face. You should be able to tell me what they had for lunch. So as that punch comes in, I put my hands up and I move in. I'm blocking here and I'm striking the neck. Okay? And then I can pull the head down and hit with the knee to the side of it, from our artery to the groin, whatever. Don't drop this arm. I tuck his head and I roll it through, stepping back, and then I strike. This is important right here, this arm bar position. Don't give the arm back to him. Okay? That one is a little bit different. If the person throws a punch and you hit here, you can elbow, you can back knuckle, you can do all kinds of techniques to loosen them up. My favorite, though, of course, is that femoral artery, because when I hit that, you notice he moved his whole body and he leaned forward, which makes it easy for me to throw him. Okay, back leg front kick. Street fighters know this. Everybody knows this. Ever since the UFC came out, everybody knows how to front kick. I see people that don't even know how to do karate do this crap all the time. It's important that you understand you can go one of two ways: outside or inside. Outside or inside. Inside on any technique is more dangerous. Outside is always the safer route. So in this particular instance, I'm trying to talk this guy down. I assume my position. Notice how I turn my body to the side. As the kick comes in, I'm going to go to the outside, striking here. That hand comes up and grabs the here, grabs the head, whatever's available, it doesn't matter. I kick the knee out, pulling the person back to the ground, and hit immediately. Hit immediately. So you guys can see this, switch sides. Right? We're going to do it on the opposite side. Now you notice I'm doing what's called opposite. Our chest faces here, same leg forward, same. That's going to the inside. Okay? I want to go to the outside, so I want to switch. I want to be in this position. That's one of the harder details of understanding self-defense. So as that kick comes in, I rotate here, blocking, grabbing here. I kick his leg out, pull him to the ground, and immediately punch. okay? The kick in the dojo, we do it softly. You don't want to go boom and take the person's leg out. You want to just put it on the back of the knee and lightly push. I know there's a lot of schools that teach you don't put your leg on anywhere near somebody's knee. I'm not one of them. I want you to feel how their leg works in terms of that. Okay, side kick. Okay, the person's going to be going, you can same thing as before, you go to the outside or go to the inside. On this particular one, we're going to go to the outside. Now you're going to notice I put the same leg forward, so we're same on this one. All right. If I go opposite, I'm actually going to have to do this. It takes longer. I'm right here. He throws that kick. It's that fast. It's that fast, but it requires time. Once again, you'll be striking with a forearm strike to leg. It's not a down block. It's a natural forearm strike. All right. So when the kick comes in, you're going to go here to the outside, grab with both hands, front kick, put him straight down on the ground, and hit him. Very simple technique. Most importantly is when they throw the kick, you don't want to be late. He would have hit me with that. If I stand there and I'm like, I get hit, I want to time it so I get right there. Right when that kick comes in, I'm moving at that split second. So I'm right there and bam, to take them down. Very simple technique. Bear hug. This one's always fun. Okay, we'll do it from the front and the side. Okay, so this is over the arms. Okay, advanced we do under the arms, all this other stuff. The person grabs you, most important thing you do is expand. Noticing that I cross the arms here and expand my chest out. This makes it very, very hard for him to maintain a hard grip on me. I can slip down and lift. There's a way to break the grip, which we'll get into too. So I want to slip down, but I don't want to go here and here. I actually want to step to the outside and sit on a leg and expand. This hand comes up, re-grab, break grip, maintain grip here, grab the gi pant. You're going to set your hip right down on their knee and pull up. Hold the leg. I always tell them you hold the leg because all I got to do is put my foot on them and I know right where the groin is. Here, boom, right there's the groin. Don't hit each other hard with that in the dojo with the groin. We've had that happen. Let's try and avoid that. So from the side so you can see this, the person grabs, immediately expand and cross, stepping out, pull. If you need to interlace, you can. Block, break grip, grab, set down on his knee. Hold, kick. Very simple technique. You'll notice I don't give him his leg back because I can actually step out and dislocate the ankle at that point too. Okay, headlock. Headlock is one that you really need to know. You really need to know. I've spent years bouncing in bars. I've worked as a bodyguard. And I've been put in a headlock so many times, it's not even funny. Same with rear choke. We'll get into that one next. The longer you wait on a headlock, the more likely it is you're going to look like hamburger by the time the person's dead. Okay, so in our dojo, you get punched in the stomach and the person puts you in the headlock. So he hits, boom, bam, and you cover. Notice how the hands came up. I turned my face into his rib cage. I don't want to be here because of this. Boom, 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 you're going to get nailed in the face. So I pull in here. I reach up and I reach over as far as I can. Now, if my arm's not long enough, I grab the top of the head, not the back of the head, the top of the head or the gi. It works better if you get your arm underneath the neck. As you can see how easy that is to pull. Then you need to step this leg out of the way as you do the takedown. You can strike the leg if necessary, but if you understand how a shiko works, you do not have to. Okay? So it's pretty simple. The most important thing is get your head in the rib cage. If you don't, 5 or 6 of those, that fight's over. One good shot like that, you could freeze, and then they're going to hit you 7 more times. All right? Headlocks are something you definitely want to work on. Okay, rear choke. This is one of those situations where if you don't, rear choke. He comes in, puts me in a rear choke, and I do what a lot of people like, grab. I sit down. I deliver all these elbows. I'm already out. That's going to be 3 to 4 seconds. Okay? In my dojo, as the arm comes over, you're going to grab here, watch the feet positioning. I shift my hip out to the outside. Okay? I bend down, I pull the person up on top, and I bend forward, throwing them. Now, for beginners, we teach you a different way of doing this throw, which is stepping to the outside. So as the person grabs, you're going to pull down, get that foot out there. See how that foot shoots out? And then you're going to pull them up over. It's called a hip toss, maintaining grip. In reality, the thing I can tell you, as soon as you see that, go back, right? As soon as you see that arm and everybody, should already be throwing the person and then hitting them. You guys see how that works? So you want to work on this. Now, working on this slowly. When the person puts you in, I'll go over there.
Fight.
Person puts you in that rear choke, most important is dig into this pit. You want your chin right here. You don't want to be like this because you get choked out. You want your chin here, okay? And then as you go to do this throw, practice picking the person up. If you can get their feet off the ground, this is a step out method. You get their feet off the ground, all you got to do is turn and they go flying. Feet together method, same thing. Bend, lean, pop the hip, and they're going to go flying. So you want to work this type of throw. Ippon Seoinage shoulder throw or hip throw. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's effective. Okay? And that's our basic self-defense in a nutshell. In terms of advanced, when we put you in a choke, we put you in a choke. You need to get out of it, so you're going to have to fight your way out of it. Headlock, same thing. Okay? Black belt level, everything that you do, we counter, and then you have to counter that. But we don't go full power. We don't go all out. We basically want to do it like a flow drill until somebody ends up in a position that they cannot defend from. So in other words, if the attacker loses, the attacker loses. If the defender loses, the defender loses. But it's a learning process. It's not an ego process. It's not let's beat the hell out of each other and see who does the best. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. I want my students to be safe. That being said, I also want them to know what it feels like to get grabbed. I want them to know what it feels like to get hit. You know, so like if I'm doing the cross wrist grab on him, and I reach out and grab here, and say he does something wrong or whatever at the advanced level, see, I'm not moving it. He's going to need to loosen me up, so he's going to actually have to kick or do something to move that arm. So if he kicks me, okay, there we go. Okay, and then say he does this incorrectly, I'll roll out of that technique. And we'll just keep going back and forth on it till somebody gets in a control position. As you move up in rank, we do rear hair grab, we do single lapel grab, hook punch, we do sucker punch, shove, all kinds of stuff as far as that goes. Football tackle we'll get into later. That's one where I'll need to move the camera and have him run in at me and teach that. And that one takes impeccable and specific timing. But this is basic self-defense in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps you in the dojo. Escape. Great.